Home Pros Radio Show.
I'm Tommy Donovan with RIC Home Inspections, and this is the Home Pros Radio Show podcast. Keeping on top of the maintenance of your home can sometimes be a challenge. Issues can present themselves, and on the surface, there may not be an obvious solution to the problem. However, the answer is usually not that hard to find with the help of a little knowledge of your home's design and its current condition, and some creative detective work. Take, for instance, this call we received from a listener who is trying to track down a roof leak.
We've got a call right now. Lee from Greenville. Want to get right to him. He's been holding. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I got a two-story house. My kitchen, when there's a heavy rain, I'm getting water on my kitchen ceiling. I feel certain it is not a plumbing issue. So there's a bedroom above the kitchen, and then obviously the ceiling, and then the attic crawl space. Any idea where that water may be coming from? I've checked and sealed all around the boots on the roof.
The boot, I mean, that would have definitely been my answer. I would have said the boots, like a vent pipe somewhere. Is your kitchen I'm assuming your kitchen's on the first floor. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, because my first guess would be that it's coming in on one of the boots and going down in an interior wall and then running across the ceiling of the kitchen. Because water problems, people think that it's easy because you see the water and it's right above it, but water runs down hills, and just because your ceiling appears to be flat, there's some slope to it. So my guess would have been the roof boots, or there could be any roof leak. It doesn't have to be just the boots. I mean, there could be any kind of opening for the shingles or whatnot, but what I would think is it's coming down through the wall of the second floor and then running along your drywall over to wherever the lowest point is in your kitchen. But
yes, exactly. That's what I surmised. Do you think it's possibly the ridge vent?
Absolutely, it's possible. Absolutely, it's possible. That would probably, after the roof boots, the ridge vent would be the next place I would look. I think if you look at it, I mean, I would just inspect it, or if not, just have a roofer come out there and just inspect your roof. Because if it's only happening when it's raining, obviously it's not a plumbing leak. I mean, and you're the one that knows when it doesn't. And sometimes that's the hardest thing for us as contractors to figure out, because we're not there when things happen. And you actually have an idea of what it is. I mean, we're going to automatically go towards the thing that's most common, but you actually know when it's doing whatever it's doing. So, if it's definitely when it's raining, I would definitely just have the roof inspected first if you can't find it yourself.
All right. The roof is 17 years old. I bought the house new, original roof, and it was not the architectural or more quality shingles. So I'm thinking maybe just go ahead and replace the whole roof and get the new ridge vent. That may be the solution. That
would definitely be my recommendation. If it's about time for a new roof anyway, just have the roof replaced. Go ahead and go with architectural shingles. I would. I mean, not that you
Absolutely.
have to. Not that you have to, but it's the cost difference is not as much as a lot of people seem to think it is, because there's so many more. That's the thing, is simple supply and demand. I mean, they sell so many more architectural shingles. They keep more in stock, so the price is really not that big of a difference.
Right. Yeah, that's probably so. All right. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling, Lee.
Problem solved. Thanks to Lee's understanding of his own roofing system. Similarly, this approach to problem solving can be applied to your heating system, your plumbing system, electrical system, and other major components of your home. Imagine how this can simplify the day-to-day challenges of homeownership. Easier said than done, right? Well, keeping up with all of this information has never been easier thanks to a new product called HomeBinder. It's a program that helps you to keep all of the critical information about your home safe and accessible, all in one easy-to-use app. For more, let's join our conversation with Jack Huntress, founder and CEO of HomeBinder.
Lee could actually benefit from a product such as HomeBinder, which we wanted to talk about this morning. This type of product actually helps you keep track of the maintenance of your home. So if you're sitting there with a 17-year-old roof, items like this, every homeowner needs a little bit of assistance with keeping up on the things that need to get done with their house. This is why our friend Jack Huntress with HomeBinder came up with an app. Yes. Actually, they have an app for that, don't they, Jack?
Good morning, guys. Yes, we do have an app for that. We think it's kind of strange that for the largest investment people, will make in their lives, there's yet to be really an established app in this space.
Yeah, absolutely. In talks that we've had before being on the air, Jack, we've kind of marveled at how, and I've said it on the show before, we get a car, we get an owner's manual. We buy a TV, we get an owner's manual. But you buy a house and you're pretty much on your own.
You get a stack of papers and get out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's absolutely true. And, it really came down to how the idea for HomeBinder was born. I went looking at over a dozen homes with my wife, going to open houses. This one particular open house, I walk in, and on the kitchen table is like an 8-inch stack of paper that includes everything about the home. And I mean everything, down to paint colors that were used by room, the tiles that were used in the bathroom, receipts of every project that was ever completed. And I was in the, commercial and residential space at the time working with data, and I knew that this was a huge void. So we really built HomeBinder to be that tool that homeowners use throughout their ownership, but at the point of sale, when you go to buy a home someday, you ask for the HomeBinder report, and you get that type of detail. Is there a warranty left on the dishwasher? What type of architectural shingles? Were they Mission Brown GAF? What year were they put on? The type of detail that can help both you and any pros you have working on your home really not make so many assumptions about what's going on, but really have, detail that's really absent in today's market.
Yeah, fascinating.
Sounds very, very helpful.
Yeah, and this is an electronic version of that binder that you received when you moved into your home. So the neat thing about this particular feature is that it has all this information down, but the app is actually designed to let you know, hey, it's been about 5 years. You might want to seal the boots or at least check the boots on your roof. And it's that way with other aspects of the home.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, think of a 3-ring binder, which a lot of people have used to date. In fact, if you Google HomeBinder in YouTube, you'll find hundreds of videos of people making literally 3-ring binders of information about their home.
Yeah.
But that binder just sits on the shelf. It can't email you and tell you, hey, listen, it's been 18 months since you pumped your septic tank, or 4 months since you added water softener. That happens to me, my personal bugaboo. I forget water softener perpetually. The HomeBinder is helping me with that. Also, we can do things like notify you if an appliance gets recalled. We know the make and model. We can check the government database as well as our own database and email you out, hey, listen, your appliance may be subject to a government recall. You should be aware of that. And honestly, there's tens, hundreds of thousands of appliances all over the country that have been recalled that people just aren't aware of for a whole host of reasons, whether they didn't fill in the card or it was purchased by the previous owner.
Just for my information, can you set up notifications? I mean, how does it let you know the things? I mean, I'm just wondering, is it almost like you set up an alarm or something in it, or is it automatically preset to certain dates, or how does that work?
Yeah, we try to help people with giving them a default schedule of items, but we have a fairly extensive library, and as you come on the site, we work with many home inspectors. Of probably 95% of the binders set up on a monthly basis are actually provided by the home inspector to the homeowner, and in that case, they're even dialing those in a little bit. But any homeowner can come to homebinder.com, sign up off the street, see a default maintenance schedule, and adjust it.
We're talking to the owner of HomeBinder. It is an app. It is a program that you can download and utilize in order to help maintain your home, whether it's changing your HVAC filters or replacing your roof or just knowing what paint colors are in each room of your home. HomeBinder is that one central source of information that you can utilize in order to take care of your home.
Yeah, totally. I mean, just having anytime, anywhere access is really valuable. One of the really high watermarks for me, having founded and developed the business, was a couple years ago when I was putting on a shed roof in the back. I was at work And the carpenter called and said, hey, listen, it wasn't a big roof. Just, I want to get the shingles here to match your main roof. And I said, just hold on a second. Went through my phone, and in 30 seconds, had the exact make, model of the shingles that I used, and he was off and running without any wasted time, without any guessing as to what to make the match. And that type of 24/7 access to information around your largest investment when you're making, real decisions that can cost thousands of dollars, we think is very valuable, and we really want to help a lot of homeowners with it.
I would say it would be very valuable. I mean, imagine the time you can save with just having to research stuff or go match stuff. I mean, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, because you're not only keeping track of what product was used, but even who did it.
That's right.
Like, there's been times when I'll be on a home inspection and a buyer will ask the seller, hey, when was the last time the HVAC was replaced? And, I don't know. Let me see if I can find that information.
I can find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Let me go get with my wife and see if she can find that somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
So, I mean, this ends up being not only helpful for the homeowner while they're in the house, but also when they're trying to sell the home. It's a real selling point.
Absolutely. The issue in a lot of markets today, especially with the economy as it's been, is the prices are an upward trend. And so this isn't just seen as valuable to potential buyers, knowing that they're not just going to get the keys, they're going to get the owner's manual, but people wanting to make sure that their appraisal comes in at market value. And appraisers today, I mean, we could talk a lot about that, but they don't have a lot of time. They don't have a lot of data. And being able to provide them additional information about what was done, when it was done, can help them move that valuation, by $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. And that can make all the difference when you're, trying to sell your home so that the potential buyer gets the mortgage they need to make the transaction happen.
There's a certain amount of security, I would think, that this brings, or at least provides the buyer as well. I mean, it's one thing we always, home inspectors always like to talk about, the peace of mind. You have the peace of mind of knowing that someone's gone through. But how much more comfortable is it that if you're buying a home to know that the seller has kept track of all the things that have been going on and who's been doing it and when they did it and they're handing it right over to you?
It played right into my purchasing decision. I mean, having seen this, 8-inch stack of paper at the open house, it absolutely made me have a different perception of this home. And heck, I still use that stack of paper even today.
One other aspect that's really neat about HomeBinder is that it provides a venue where a homeowner can actually keep a list of inventory for items that are important, things that are stored in the home in case of, say a disaster like a fire or a theft.
Yeah, absolutely. The insurance industry is always trying to come up with, I think, some solutions around this to help homeowners keep track of valuables in their home, whether it be an antique, a piece of artwork, high-end electronics, information that in the case of fire or theft, a lot of people will not have accurate records of. They won't have a receipt, a picture, something to prove, a serial number that they actually owned it. And in the case of a very unfortunate event like that, you may be getting pennies back on the dollar for some of the things in your house. So it's an important other, additional benefit of using a tool like HomeBinder, and that, you can save that picture, record a snapshot of the receipt, load in the serial number and details about it that help justify to the insurance company that you did in fact own this and you had it in your possession.
I first learned about HomeBinder at Inspection World, Orlando, a couple of weeks ago, and I visited the booth where Jack was, and I was like, wow, this is a really neat product. I've always told clients, I kind of gear my home inspection toward a similar approach, but not on this level. Like I'll put down we don't have to do this as inspectors, but I'll put down the make and model of the water heater, the make and model of the HVAC equipment and details like that. But, HomeBinder really takes it to the next level. And it was something I felt like we had to share. It was just interesting to see.
I really appreciate it, Tommy. Yeah. I mean, one of the big things we want to do, going forward here is really to get inspectors and homeowners working more closely together. We think that there's a big gap in the market today. We hire, coaches for our fitness. We have a mechanic for our car. We've got a financial advisor for our finances. But really, nobody comes back and looks at homes periodically from a holistic professional level. So we're really pushing the idea of the annual home inspection. We think for a couple $100, homeowners all over the country would benefit tremendously by not letting $100 problems become $1,000 problems, helping prioritize items, and just make sure that, their largest investment truly stays that way, doesn't become a liability, and ultimately, gives them the peace of mind that, they can feel confident that their home is in good and working order. So it's one of the big things we're going to be working on in 2018 is our entire customer base and all the homeowners out there, letting them know that this is a good idea. You've got a great network of home inspectors all over the country that are trained to do this. They just have to be utilized in a different way than a home inspection has traditionally been done.
It's just like we all know that we have to do. I mean, Shane's fixing, and I'm reporting on things that we see in homes all the time that folks probably knew they should have done. They just never got around to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of not getting around. And if you had something like this, it would actually remind you or tell you, at least keep it in the front of your mind, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like we know what we have to do with our homes. It's kind of like having a personal trainer for your home. We know we should exercise. We know we should eat right.
This way you got somebody sitting there do it.
No. And now we got it's like Home Binder's a coach for your home.
You're absolutely right. Every aspect of life we see this because humans we don't always make the best decisions in our relationships, in our professional life, in our finances. We need somebody, right? And it just makes sense. I think with our with this very expensive asset in our lives, that we could use a coach or a consultant that gives us those little gentle nudges to make sure we stay on the right track.
So for folks who are out there listening and want to learn more and want to actually apply for the service, tell us where we can find you.
Sure, absolutely. For any homeowner out there that may be thinking about buying a home, certainly ask if your home inspector provides Home Binder. They generally give it for free as part of their inspection for life, and that has significant value, because otherwise our premium level service is $36 a year. We also have a free version. You can sign up at homebinder.com. It's as simple as entering your name, your property address, and your email, and you're up and running. We'll try to give you some helpful tips and tricks, but you customize Home Binder to really, work for you and your needs, getting the maintenance reminders that you want. Every home is different. Every geography is different. And we've tried to, build Home Binder to accommodate all that. And just keep in mind, in the back of, one of the reasons you're doing this, as you mentioned, Tommy, earlier in the show, this is for resale. When you get to the point of sale, your whole process is going to be better. So you're not just helping you throughout your ownership, but you'll be maximizing the value when you go to sell that home someday.
Excellent. Sounds good. Very good information. And Jack, thanks for taking the time to join us this morning. For folks, again, to learn more about Home Binder, go to homebinder.com. Jack, thanks for joining us.
Tommy.
All right.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
All right. Have a great morning.
To get started with Home Binder, you can set up a free account that will get you going with managing your home right away with automated maintenance reminders, help with home inventory organization, a place to save information for contractors that have worked on your home, and if that's not all, you'll also have a resource for home improvement project information. It's all free to get started, and it's at homebinder.com. We've reached the end for now for this episode at the Home Pros Radio Show podcast. Please feel free to share this podcast with friends and family who can also benefit from the information we bring to you each week. To keep up with the Home Pros, make sure to subscribe to our podcast and also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and on our website at homeprosradio.com. I'm Tommy Donovan with RIC Home Inspections. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Home Pros Radio Show. If you have a question for the Home Pros, visit us online at homeprosradio.com, where you can contact us directly and also learn more about the topics and guests we bring to you each week. It's the Home Pros Radio Show online at homeprosradio.com or on the radio at 94.5 WGTK, The Answer.